1. The Angel of Death. A person is about to leave the world. The body lies still. The moment is not silent. An angel stands there, waiting. This is the Angel of Death. The Quran calls him Malak al-Maut. He is not a shadow or a rumor. He is a specific servant sent with one task. He does not arrive on his own. He moves under command. The Quran in Surah 32, verse 11 says, "The angel of death who has been put in charge of you will take the soul." The language is exact. He is appointed. Every extraction is a supervised mission. The same chapter adds that then the soul is returned to its Lord. Nothing escapes. No soul is taken by accident. Another verse in Surah 39:42 says, "God takes the souls at the time of death," but scholars like Ibn Kathir explain that God orders the angel of death to carry out the act. The angel's hand is the visible tool. The real grip belongs to the one who gave the command. This is not a dark figure acting freely. It is a precise assignment. The soul is pulled from the body. The classical commentaries stress that extraction is not a random event. It is the first step of a fixed sequence. The angel does not linger. The soul does not hover. The moment the severing happens, the person enters Barzakh. There is no delay. There is no way back. The body remains. The soul is gone. The first locked door of the world after death has just closed. 2. The extraction, gentle for believers, violent for the wicked. The angel moves in. The soul does not leave the same way for everyone. For a righteous person, the hadiths record a quiet release. The soul slips out like water pouring gently from a vessel. The angel of death takes it without struggle. The face remains calm. The body does not resist. Sahih al-Bukhari narrates that the soul flows out as a drop of water flows from the mouth of a waterskin. No tearing, no pain. Then the opposite happens. For a person who lived in sin, the extraction is violent. The same angel draws the soul out, but this time it comes like a thorny branch pulled through wet wool. The skin tears, the veins snap. Sahih Muslim records that the soul is dragged out with difficulty, like the dragging of an iron skewer through wet wool, tearing the veins and sinews. The language is brutal. The body jerks. The face distorts. This is not a single poetic image found in one obscure report. It is a formula. The same contrast appears across multiple prophetic narrations. Bukhari records it. Muslim records it. Classical scholars collected these descriptions not as metaphors, but as eyewitness revelations from the prophet. The righteous get ease. The wicked get agony. The pattern is rigid. It does not bend for wealth, rank, or family name. What makes this weight heavy is the timing. This is not punishment in the grave yet. This is not resurrection. This is the very first second outside the body. Before the grave is dug. Before the burial cloth is tied. The moment extraction finishes, the soul already knows. It feels the nature of its own departure. Comfort or shock. Welcome or violence. The first sensation in Barzakh is not a courtroom. It is the way the angel's hand moves. The body goes still. The watchers see only a corpse, but the soul is already inside something else. And that something is the Barzakh. It does not wait for a judge. It starts in the angel's grip. 3. Conveyance to the grave and grouping of souls. The extraction is over. The soul is out. But it does not hover in silence. Angels take it and move downward. The hadith describe a deliberate journey. The soul is carried from the deathbed straight to the burial site. Tafsir Ibn Kathir notes that the soul is returned to the grave, not as a symbol, but as a real transfer. The grave becomes the door to Barzakh. When the soul arrives, something immediate happens that many descriptions skip. It finds company. The dead are not kept alone. Ibn al-Qayyim, compiling reports from early scholars, records a firm pattern. Souls are grouped together according to their moral standing. The righteous are placed with the righteous. The sinful are placed with the sinful. It is not a random assignment. The first face a soul sees in Barzakh is often someone whose life resembled its own. A person who spent his days with truthful companions may find them waiting. A person who surrounded himself with liars may wake up beside the same. Classical exegetes describe souls visiting one another, speaking, asking about the living. Some narrations show the dead recognizing each other and exchanging news. The grave is not a sealed box with a single occupant. It is a courtyard. The Barzakh has social order. That order mirrors the choices made before the angel ever arrived. For a righteous soul, the company brings calm. Good souls reinforce comfort. For a sinful soul, the company amplifies distress. Isolation is not the punishment. The wrong company is. The grave becomes a district, not a private cell. The soil covers the body. The world walks away, but the soul is already seated among others. It cannot leave. 4. The grave interrogation, Munkar and Nakir. The grave settles. The mourners walk away. Two beings step into the space. They are angels. The hadith name them Munkar and Nakir. Their names never appear in the Quran. Sahih Muslim and Sunan al-Tirmidhi record what they do next. They sit the soul upright. They do not ask soft questions. They ask three. Who is your Lord? What is your religion? Who is the man sent to your people? The questions are fixed. No soul gets a different set. The righteous answer without pause. My Lord is Allah. My religion is Islam. He is Muhammad, the messenger of God. The words come out clean. The grave widens around them. Light pours in. The sinful try to speak. They cannot. They stammer. They say, I do not know. A voice calls from above that they are liars. Then a blow lands. Sahih Muslim describes a hammer made of iron. It strikes between the ears so hard that everything except humans and jinn would hear it scream. The earth itself would hear. The ribs crush inward. The grave constricts. That is the first second of punishment. Their names are purely hadith. The Quran never mentions Munkar and Nakir. Yet the procedure is repeated across multiple authoritative collections with exact detail. The posture, the sequence, the color, the voice from heaven. Classical scholars debate whether the pain is physical, spiritual, or both. The debate remains. The experience remains. This is the courtroom inside the grave. No judge, no witness. Just two angels and three answers. The sentence is carried out immediately. Comfort or torment. Both start before the body even cools. When the angels leave, the condition cannot be changed. No retrial, no appeal, only waiting. 5. Grave punishment or comfort. Azab al-Qabr. The angels leave. The grave does not stay quiet. For the righteous the space opens. The walls push outward until the eye cannot find them. Sahih Bukhari records it. The grave of a believer expands as far as the eye can see. Light comes through. A door opens. Every morning and evening they look through that door and see their seat in paradise. The air changes. It is not the air of a tomb. It is the breeze from a garden. They sleep in comfort. For the sinful, the opposite begins immediately. The grave tightens. It constricts until the ribs press against each other and interlock. The earth holds them like a locked jaw. Another door opens. Heat and smoke pour through it. They see their seat in the fire. The hadiths compiled by Muslim describe this as a daily appointment, not a one-time glimpse. Morning and evening, the vision comes back every single day. The classical texts call this azab al-qabr, grave punishment, and its opposite, grave pleasure. The sources do not treat these as symbols. They describe real experiences, concrete sensations, space and constriction, light and darkness, good scent and foul air. But the scholars debate one thing. Is the pain on the physical body or on the soul? Some say the body returns. Some say only the soul feels it. The argument is old. The reports refuse to settle it. What the reports do settle is heavier. The condition does not end. After the interrogation, Barzakh becomes a sustained state, a foretaste that repeats itself with every sunrise and sunset until the hour arrives. The righteous get a sample of paradise, delivered morning and evening. The sinful get a sample of hell. The grave is not a waiting room. It is the first living room of what is coming, and it never closes its doors. If this is opening your eyes to what Islamic sources actually say, subscribe, hit the bell, and leave a like. Let's keep going. 6. Preview of final abode. A door opens in the grave, not a symbolic door. A real opening the dead person can see through. Sahih Bukhari records this for the righteous. Every morning and evening they look out and see their seat in paradise. Then a voice says, "This is your place until Allah raises you on the day of resurrection." For the sinful another door opens. They see their seat in the fire. The hadith compiled by Muslim captures the same rhythm. Morning and evening, a glimpse, not a dream. The texts call this a preview, not the final reward, not the final punishment, a foretaste. Ibn Kathir notes in his tafsir that the soul is shown what is coming. Scholars do not claim every single dead person gets this preview. Some reports say it, others are silent. But the reports that do exist describe something vivid, a banner, a window, a sign that removes all doubt. The soul in Barzakh does not wonder where it is going. It knows. The righteous see a garden and feel relief. The sinful see smoke and feel what that smoke means. The preview does not change the decree. The decree was already written, all it does is confirm it. And that confirmation is not soft. It lands with full force. A morning appointment you cannot cancel. An evening appointment you cannot avoid. The soul settles deeper into its condition after the preview. Comfort becomes more certain. Torment becomes more real. Nothing about the final judgment is altered. Nothing about the sentence is reduced. The preview only adds one thing, an unmistakable sense of what is coming. Barzakh does not leave the dead in suspense. It tells them. Then it keeps them waiting with that knowledge. Every sunrise, every sunset, until the hour arrives. 7. The Barzakh as a barrier, Quranic partition. A wall stands between two things. It is not a soft curtain. It is a barrier. Nothing passes through it. The dead do not return. The living do not enter. The Quran names this barrier in Surah 23, verse 100. It calls it Barzakh. The word appears again in Surah 55, verses 19 and 20. There the Quran uses Barzakh for the partition between two seas. Salt water and fresh water meet but do not mix. A barrier holds each one in its place. The root meaning is obstacle, a partition that does not permit crossing. Classical commentators like Ibn Kathir read the Barzakh after death the same way. It is not a waiting room with an open door. It is a sealed interval. The dead person cannot take one more action. The person cannot add a single good deed. The person cannot erase a single sin. The tafsir texts are clear on this. Barzakh is not a second chance. It is a fixed state that holds until the trumpet blows. The weight of this is not theological language. It is a practical fact recorded in the source. Someone inside Barzakh cannot change what happened outside of it. The deed stopped, the record closed. All that remains is what began in the grave. Comfort or punishment, light or constriction. All of it is locked in place. No one inside Barzakh can send a message back. No one outside can reduce what the dead are experiencing. The texts frame Barzakh as an obstacle against reversal. The righteous cannot leave early. The sinful cannot escape. Both are held until the day of resurrection. The partition does not bend for anyone. It does not open for regret. It stands as still as the two seas that touch but never cross. The dead are behind it. The hour is in front of it. Nothing moves until the command comes. 8. Special cases. Martyrs, prophets, embryonic and exception cases. A man falls in battle. His body is carried away and buried. But the Quran says something else about him. In Surah 3, verse 169, the words come down about those killed in the path of Allah. Do not say they are dead. They are alive. They are with their Lord. They receive provision. The verse does not describe a grave. It describes a state that is still happening right now. This is not a metaphor to make the living feel better. The Arabic verb is present tense. They are being given sustenance. Classical scholars like Ibn Kathir read this as a real ongoing life inside Barzakh. Martyrs are not underground waiting in a dark space. They are in a different station altogether. Ibn al-Qayyim records that they are exempt from the grave interrogation by Munkar and Nakir. Their souls are not questioned. Their condition is already settled. The exception does not stop at martyrs. Ibn Hazm and others note that prophets occupy a station higher still. Some narrations say they are alive in their graves in a way that does not apply to others. Embryonic souls, children who die before accountability, are also treated differently. The sources do not claim that every single soul passes through the same stages. They record categories. They record special rooms inside the period between death and resurrection. It is not a single hallway where everyone lines up. The texts show that some souls bypass certain trials. Some are already receiving their provision. Some are already aware of their final rank. The partition is real, but the spaces behind it are not identical. A martyr is not the same as a sinner. A prophet is not the same as an ordinary believer. From the first moment the soul is taken, some are led immediately to provision and exempted from grave questioning, while others stand to be questioned. 8 distinct moments recorded between death and resurrection. The angel drawing out the soul like a thread of water, or like a thorny branch tearing through wet wool. The 2 angels appearing and asking 3 questions while the soul is propped upright in the grave. A door opening every morning and evening to show a seat in paradise or a seat in the fire, a barrier that no one crosses, no matter how badly they want to go back and fix what they did. What these sources describe is not just a doctrine about the afterlife. It is the picture of a human being at the exact moment the ledger closes. And after that, everything is exactly what it was at the last breath. No eraser, no delay, just an immediate, personal, unchangeable reality. Share this if it opened your eyes. Like and subscribe.